tattoo in the middle of the back and they didn't want to see it walking down the aisle or something like that. If you do it correctly, you would probably get so that you would maybe get 3 to 4 days where it'd stay on, which is quite good really. And they could go swimming, they could, you know, they could have showers, they could do that kind of thing, as long as they weren't rubbing it and scrubbing it with a sponge or anything, then it'd be fine. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna try and fade it out a little bit around the edges with this big brush that I started off with. I know I've powdered sort of around here, but I just want to stipple it a tiny bit. Just look up for me. So it's not something you can rush. You want to get it so that it looks like it's completely flat. And then I'm going to put some no colour powder on the TV stick, which is your oil-based paints. So close your eye for me, and then lots and lots of powder on that. Okay, and just leave that. So now her eyebrow should have disappeared. So lots and lots of powder there, and let that set. And I'm still looking, I'm still checking in the mirror, and I'm looking down at it there to see if there's any hair sticking out, and I can't see any hair sticking out, so I'm quite happy with that. Again, if you can leave it a few minutes, it's better for you, it'll last better. And then any excess powder you can just kind of sweep off really. Right, what they tended to do was overpluck eyebrows, take their eyebrows off, and then what they would do is draw eyebrows on, or use, like you say, little mouse hair eyebrows instead. We're going to actually draw their eyebrows on, so we're going to go slightly above, so it's that theatrical light look. So I'm going to use the Black Tracks, which is one of my favourites. It's that creamy like eyeliner that once you put on it's going to settle and it's not going to move. Make sure I've got a nice soft brush. That one's a bit hard. So we're going to go slightly above where the eyebrow would be. Just because it was fashion really. It's like we've got fashion now. We have that HD brow, don't we? This was their fashion. This is what they liked. And then just steady yourself, look in the mirror, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go above her brow. So I'm going to get my brush so it's nice and fine. I'm just going to take it. I've got a faint outline there. The difficult bit is getting them even and symmetric and balanced. And they weren't that obvious, they were just fine. So you don't have to go too heavy. They weren't like the 1920s eyebrows. So they weren't very long or anything, but they were just sort of there, and thin and arched. Just a thin arch, that's all you want. Does anyone have any questions? So does everyone have pretty much a basic understanding of 18th century now? Yeah. So just faint, nothing too heavy. Have you seen how I stand and I hold my arms close to me? That kind of keeps me steady. So I haven't got like wobbly arms or anything, and I'm getting wonky lines. Well, sometimes. So looking in, checking it in the mirror, seeing where I need to correct it, that kind of thing. And then a bit of mascara, not a lot, just a little bit, just to sort of like take away that white on there. Have we got mascaras out? Has anyone got a mascara on their side? Yeah, alright, don't worry, you have that. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna improvise. So, right, improvisation. This is fluid line putting onto my mascara wand. When you're in industry, 9 times out of 10, you have to think quick on your feet. And if you just look about that level, that's perfect. You have to do things to get yourself out of situations. There's many a time when I've been on a set and they've said, oh, we want a cut, we want a bruise, and it's like, oh, I haven't got any special effects with me, and I've had to revert to eyeshadows, all sorts. So it's called problem solving. And what you'll find is, with your exams, on your synoptic exam, there is an element which actually grades people for problem solving. So say something's not quite working, then we want to see you problem solving. So it doesn't matter if you get something wrong. Don't think you're gonna, the worst, because it isn't. If you just look up for me. So the worst doesn't mean you're gonna fail and you're gonna not achieve. Actually, what makes you get more points and more thought of is when you can problem solve. That's really important. So that worked. And fluid line is good because it's a cream and it's really versatile and it sets solid. That's why you need to put the lid on them, because it sets solid. So thanks for that though. I just want to touch the cheeks a tiny bit, and I just want to touch the apple. So if you smile for me, there. So that apple of a cheek is the bit that we're going to put a bit of blusher on. If you go too close to her nose, what does that make her look like?
She's got cold.
She could have cold, or she looks a bit flush, a bit hot, like she's just run. If we go too high up here, what does it look like? Round her eye. She's been crying. So we don't want that. We literally want it just here. So tiny bit of powder. Smile again. And just here, smile a bit more. That's it. So just there, the apples of a cheek, just a tiny bit of colour. Alright? So a hint of colour, not loads, because they wouldn't have had loads, remember. They didn't want to look like they were weathered, but what they wanted to do was look like they were healthy. So smile again for me. Keep looking in the mirror, look how much colour I'm putting on. I'm checking my work. Yeah, that's enough. I don't want any more than that. With the lips, they never had a full lip. It was fashionable not to have a full lip. They had like a rounded, like Cupid like lip. So what they used to do was draw that Cupid bow here, quite exaggerated, but then it used to come down and finish in the middle, so it wasn't a full lip. So using a red lip liner, I'm just gonna concentrate on that central lip. And you can actually use your lip liner to fill your lip in if you want. I tend to use lip liners as lipstick, but we all have our quirky ways. So, and the thing is, as long as you're working safely, you can, and you all get the result that you want. That's the main thing. Now we have got some lip mix, which I'd like you to start getting used to as well. These are like pigment colours, and so I'm just going to put a tiny bit of this on. But by using these lip mixes, you can actually make your own lipsticks, colours, which is quite nice. So when we definitely go on to fashion makeups, you can start making your own colours. But again, when it's authentic, you want it to look authentic. So you're depicting what somebody would look like in the 18th century. So this is more theatrical based. It's not your Duchess or anything, because it's too exaggerated. Now we're going to put a wig on her. So I'm going to just
take my earrings out.
Yeah, it might not work with big looped earrings. So you need to start bringing your hairdressing kit into lesson, obviously. Has anyone got their hairdressing kits? Yeah, has anyone had their kits delivered? Yeah, good one. So start bringing your kits into session. I'm just going to use these geisha clips. These are really good, just for putting the hair out of the way. So you can just literally push that down, and that will keep it out of the way there for me. So I'm only doing this side at the minute, but when you put your wig on, you can just put it into a bun at the minute, because we've not talked about dressing the hair for wigs yet. The wig that I'm going to use is a white wig, so I'm going to go for something. I mean, we've got two wigs. This wig has got a little bit more height to it. So if you don't mind just holding it with your thumbs, and then if I bring it down, right. And then what you can do is start to push the hair under, here like that. So you don't want no brown hair, obviously that's a giveaway. I mean, you can tell it's an acrylic wig, but what you don't want to do is see any hair. Okay? And then ringlets we'll bring down here, because that's quite traditional. Now, we normally have rolls at the side, so I'm just going to try and roll that up a bit again. So you can do this. Is there any pins? There might be pins somewhere. Pin. Again, just a roll here. Yep. Now, it was traditional for them to have like feathers, pearls and stuff like that in the hairs. So I'm going to put a couple of feathers. So ostrich feathers would have been a good one. I'm going to just put them just there, like that. Yeah. And then flowers and things like that they would have in the hair. So this would have looked quite nice. Yeah. And then some pearls would have looked quite good, because they really went for ornamentation. Let's stick this in. So we're only looking at one side, girls, but trying to create that illusion. You're going to do a full look. Just in my demo, I'm just doing half. Right. And then obviously, if she had the outfit, it would look even better. But take my glasses off So if I was to say, oh,